This video discusses the overview of the impact of inbreeding in dogs. First, we'll see what is inbreeding. If you have a basic knowledge on genetics or biology, you might have an idea what inbreeding is. Otherwise, do not worry, inbreeding is when breeding occurs between genetically similar individuals. For an example, cousins, siblings, or parent and their offspring. When inbreeding occurs, there can be a lot of disadvantages as the diversity of the genes goes down. If you don't understand what a gene is, let me first explain about a gene. Consider gene as the genetic unit that determines a physical characteristic, such as the coat color in dogs. There are dominant genes and recessive genes. Recessive genes cannot express over dominance, therefore, they are expressed only when both genes responsible for a certain characteristic is recessive. This is not universally true. But this will help you to understand inbreeding in general. Thus, inbreeding promotes selection of similar genetic makeups. Selection of similar genes is good if they are of good traits. But sometimes, being too good at a particular characteristic is not good. This is common in pedigreed dog breeds, such as Labradors and Rottweilers. One example is ridge of Rhodesian Ridgebacks. The ridge is present only when one dominant and one recessive genetic component exists. If two recessive ones are present instead, well, then there will be no ridge, and will that be a Ridgeback? No way. But what happens if you have two dominants? A larger and more prominent ridge? Well, that's what we expect. But in reality expectations don't happen always. If there are two dominants, a developmental defect called a dermoid sinus occurs, and that's definitely not good. So what are the problems of inbreeding? One problem is poor reproductive performance. Inbreeding causes reproductive fitness to go down and causes more puppy deaths, low caring by mothers, lesser number of puppies whelped, and so on. Expression of bad characteristics, increased incidence of genetic diseases. Dogs have over 600 genetic diseases, and the incidence of these diseases increases with inbreeding. One such disease is severe combined immunodeficiency that results in a weak immune system in pups. Weak immune systems make pups susceptible to diseases, and even the smallest things can cause serious effects in them. Another important disease is that tetralogy of the Fallot, a heart disease that causes serious effects. The hole in the heart is also a part of this disease. Another one is, inbreeding shortens the lifespan. From a study that had done in University of Ottawa, Canada, it has been found that the lifespan of poodles have decreased significantly due to inbreeding. Look at the graph. When comparing years before 1982, most of the poodles survived beyond 12 years of age. But now less than 1/3 of the population survive to that age. Impairing evolution is another problem caused by inbreeding. Evolution happens when there's a good genetic diversity. But inbreeding does not allow this. And as a result, in the long run, it affects the evolution of species. And you can now imagine. Inbreeding can make a lot of genes to be lost from the population. This will again lessen the genetic diversity. Even though inbreeding intended to select good genes and produce pure and superior animals, in reality it is not the case. To a certain extent inbreeding allows this. But overuse of inbreeding causes a lot of defects. Therefore, when breeding, make sure you don't overuse inbreeding. Thank you, and make sure you subscribe to our channel for more informative videos on pets and pet care. See ya!